Welcome back to The Source. I'm Ezra Levant. Did you know that you're racist? Do you know how I know? Because I am judging you based on your race. Does that sound weird or illogical and, well, maybe a little racist itself? Well, it's the approach taken by the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario. They're offering their members a workshop on white privilege, and the union, representing more than 76,000 teachers, is teaching its membership how to deal with their own racism that they don't know that they even have. Toronto Sun's Queen's Park columnist CHRISTINA joins me now to discuss the latest. So, if you're white, you are racist, and you don't know it, but we know it because we're not racist, even though we say you're right. You're racist because you're white.
Well, we're privileged. Apparently, there is no question in this on ETFO's website. This workshop is about white privilege. It doesn't say does it exist. It is a workshop to help you educators deal with white privilege. Well, you know, this is Canada. It's a country built on successive waves of immigration. And yes, have we had problems? Of course we have. But you know what? Pretty well, we get on very well. And I think, you know, people work together. Any privilege anyone has in this country, it's not built on inherited wealth of the aristocracy. It is built on hard work and effort by generations.
Well, I mean, isn't this just classic stereotyping and prejudice or prejudging? Because of course there are some privileged whites and some underprivileged whites, just like there are some privileged minorities and some but to say in advance that if you're white, you're privileged, and if you're not, you're not. I mean, it doesn't even make sense in a country where our last two governors general in a row were minority women. I mean, in North American context, Barack Obama, black president, well, I guess you could say he's half white, so that's his privilege. I don't understand. When we start to say we are going to officially say you have privilege based on race, that's probably a more open form of racism than anything they're trying to clean up.
Absolutely. It's toxic. It's divisive. To pass along some kind of guilt to children in the classroom, which is clearly what this is geared to, that somehow they should feel that they have an unfair privilege. If educators feel that they need to deal with perhaps the way minority children are dealt with in the community, I mean, there may be issues there of carding, stuff like that. We've all heard of incidents where they may be dealt with unfairly by police, by others in authority. Then deal with that. Yeah. But don't call it white privilege. Deal with the issues as they arise and how the schoolroom may respond to that.
You know, I want to put into practice this white privilege thing. Let me show you the website of this school union. It is as white as the wheat board. It is as white as Antarctica. It is as white as, well, I mean, it's completely white is what I'm saying. So here you have a group of privileged whites lecturing others about white privilege. If they truly believed it, they should all resign and hand over their seats to a minority who is underprivileged.
Who are these people to be lecturing on white privilege? Take a look at them.
That is whiter than Toronto. That's whiter than Canada. Let me quote to you from this ad for this Come to Our White Privilege Guilt session. Let me quote you a little bit from what they had to say. This new workshop takes an exploratory look at white privilege and builds awareness and understanding of what educators can do to rethink their own privilege. Opportunities will be provided to enter into professional dialogue and courageous conversations about white privilege and other forms of privilege. Last slide. Educators will examine what can be done to address privilege in themselves and their classrooms. Well, I got a question. I mean, teachers' unions are amongst the most privileged people in the world. They work 8 months a year. They're done work at 3:30. They refuse to do extracurriculars. Many of them make six figures. You can't fire them. They're in a union. That's a form of privilege that I wish I had. How about you, CHRISTINA?
Well, absolutely. I came to this country as a very unprivileged white person, and I have worked every day of my life since I was 17 years old. I don't consider that to be privileged.
You need some of that union privilege of guaranteed job, 8 months a year work, and no one can fire you.
Where can I get that?
Well, the Teachers Federation, you got to join it right there.
Chose the wrong profession.
Great to have you on the show, CHRISTINA. You keep fighting for freedom and common sense.